Hi there, and welcome back. So, today we're going to talk about freedom. Freedom is one of those things that we keep mentioning a lot, and today we're going to touch on it some more. The act of freedom is one of those things that people talk about but never actually really teach you anything about it. And that's what we're going to kind of go over a bit here is lessons for you to start adapting into your life in order to reach this state of freedom. All the lessons that we have done so far, they all tie in to one another. And all of these lessons are there to chain link into freedom. Freedom is one of those things that everybody wishes that they had and can have, but they just don't understand how to be able to achieve it. And a lot of this comes back down to the things that we talk about. A lot of it comes down to the language that you're using when you speak about yourself, your life, and about others. The lessons that we've gone over that have helped get us lined up for this conversation today is the no excuses, and about using the truth, and about being able to take ownership over your choices. The thing is about with freedom, once you reach freedom and you start actually feeling free, it's going to raise your mood. It's going to put you into a higher vibrational state, which is what we are always after. We are after this because this is going to help elevate everything else that we're going to go forward with. Freedom gives you an overwhelming sense of power and control. And once you start adopting this into your way of thinking, your life is not going to be the same. You won't be the same. And it's going to be about how you view everything that is happening in your life and everything that you are doing in your life. So let's just go over a little bit of this. It's as easy as a choice. It is just that simple. Make a change in the way that you think about what you do. So many of us have been culturally conditioned to believe that we have to do certain things like paying bills, getting a job, being in a relationship, and so on. The problem here is the words we use. We do many of the things because we believe that they are expected of us, that they are expected for us to do them, that we have to. And see, that's the language right there that you need to change. So many of the things that you have in your life, and stop and think about this. And I want you to listen to what it is that you are saying to yourself and to others. Well, I have to go and do this. Well, I have to be this. I have to. I have to is putting a demand on you. And once that demand is put upon you, you aren't free. See, freedom is the freedom of choice. And have to takes away that choice. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to stop using the words have to. I don't have to do anything. And this is the way that I live my life. It took me a long time to really get to this point and to really start making sure that everything I do falls in line with this. I don't have to do anything. And I tell people this all the time, and they look at me kind of strange when I say this. But I don't have to do anything. Everything that I do is my choice. Now, I'm going to make good choices, and I'm going to make bad choices. And as we talked about in the past episodes about this, the good choices, you're going to want to repeat. You want to repeat every success. And the bad choices, you want to be able to learn and grow from those so that you don't keep repeating those. So much of your life, as we keep talking about, you're running on autopilot. And it's the same way with this language. You may not even realize it because you may not be actually saying the words have to, but those two words are running in the background of your noise. Those two words are there, whether you say them out loud to others or to yourself. They are there. It is the presence that's been put upon you that makes you feel, I have to do this. I don't have to do anything. And that's where you need to start being. You don't have to do anything. You choose to do the things you do. So, I choose to live in a place that I like. Well, with that comes certain responsibilities, and this goes back to that ownership. That means that I have to pay a mortgage, or I have to pay rent. I have to pay electric bills. I have to pay water bills. Now, this is because these are the things that I enjoy. I enjoy having a roof over my head. I enjoy having electric to be able to run my phone, to be able to watch TV, hell, to be able to watch these videos, you know? And, you know, it comes down to, like I like the water. I like having clean water. I like being able to take a shower. I like to have water to cook with. All of these things are things that I like to have, these amenities. Now, these things I choose. I choose to pay to have these things. Now, I can choose not to, as we've talked about in the ownership one. I can choose not to have these luxuries. And, then, well, that's my choice as well. But, I choose to have these things. I choose these things. And so that makes I have to have another choice, which means I have to have a job in order to be able to pay these things. You go to that job and stop and think about this. You're going to a job that you hopefully enjoy. And if not, you need to make a choice. Now, the choice comes down to, do I stay at this job or do I go find another one? Now, personally, I love my job. And so therefore, I choose to keep going to that job. And at some point, when it gets to a point to where I choose not to go to that job, when I'm no longer enjoying that job, I will make that choice and then I will leave. And with that, I have made another choice. And that choice is then to go and find another job. And hopefully I will like that job more. But, that comes back to those choices and that ownership over that. I may like it more, I may not. But either way, at the end of the day, it's still my choice. And with those choices, that's where freedom is. That's how you achieve freedom. It's the ownership of the choices that you are making. This is where you need to start focusing on. Everything in your life is your choice. You choose to get up. You choose to go to work. You choose the place that you live at. You've chosen the car that you're driving. You've chosen all of these things. And with these things actually does come that freedom, because freedom is choice. And so most of the time, you are already doing some of this stuff. You just haven't framed it that way. And this is what you need to change. You need to change the way that these things are framed. Change the language that you are using. It is always, always your choice. And once you do that, you will start vibrating at a higher level. You will become a happier, more content person, because you will be able to feel that power and that sense of the fact that you are in control. Too many of us live our lives where we don't believe that we're in control over anything. And that's where that have to phrase falls right in line. It keeps you trapped. But I'm here to tell you that is all a lie. That is not the truth. The truth is that you chose all of those things. And that choice is the freedom. Keep that in mind, please, because I want you to be free. I want you to live in this state of freedom. I want you to be able to enjoy your life and to be able to know that you are in control, because you are. And if you're not, you need to start taking that control. And that control comes from the ownership. And the reward from that ownership is that freedom. It's just that simple. Once you own everything that you are doing, freedom is what is left. Once you tell the truth and you are no longer stressed or worried about the truth, and that's no longer plaguing you, that is what is left. Freedom. And it's the same way with the obstacles. Once you understand all the obstacles that you have in your life and you start reframing the way that you see them, and that you realize they're not obstacles, they're tools. Those are tools that have been placed there for you. And once you change that, that becomes freedom. What you are always left with after everything is freedom. And that's what you need in order to be the best captain of your ship, of your life, is that freedom. I walk every day realizing and knowing I am free. I don't let things stress or worry me, because at the end of the day, I know that whatever choice I make, I made it. And that is my freedom. My freedom is my choice. And this is where you can be as well. Freedom comes from living a truthful life with no excuses for anything. It is about understanding forgiveness, being blessed, taking complete ownership of everything that happens, being in control, and trusting in something bigger than yourself. That is where freedom lies. And like I said, at the end of the day, after everything, freedom is what is left over. Freedom is your reward, and you can easily get it. You are the one that is in control, and you need to, if you're not, you need to start taking that control, or start realizing that you are the one that is in control. And so what I would like you to do for your lesson for this week is to listen to the language once again that you are using, and stop and think about everything that is going on, and just ask yourself this simple question: how am I in control of this? And don't sit there and go to the negative, but find the positive. Find your answer. Find how you are the one that is in control over that situation or over that decision. And just let yourself know, I am in control. I've got this. And because of this, I'm free. I live in a state of freedom. And the more that you keep telling yourself that you are free and that you are living in freedom, the more you're going to start seeing that align. Because when you change that language, the body's going to start responding. And then everything else is going to fall in line. You already are free. You just need to realize it, and you need to take hold of it. So that's my lesson for you for this week. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you get some good work done. And so until next time, you take care.